To continue a little bit more, so with the cubital tunnel, before I end up like not being able to work the job anymore, and of course going to the van in Mission Beach, I'm in a lot of pain. Even while I'm at work, I'm trying my best to work before the pain gets so bad where I can't polish a wine glass. There was multiple times I cried in the car because I just couldn't do anything about it. It was bad, and this is going throughout the entire story, post DUI, which I'll get to. But throughout this all, I'm still being nice and helping people. I've given clothes to people, like to a guy who had a sign that said, "I'm gonna freeze tonight," and I would give him my blanket, and I would freeze that night because I didn't have a blanket. To a guy who I'm going to blanket, clothing. I've given beanies to people at gas stations. I've comforted people who are crying outside of a theater. I've just always tried to seek helping people, and that's one of the things that I did. And giving away things off the back of anything that I had, it was just what I did. I didn't do it to the point that it was a detriment of my own life, but I definitely did it. And one of the things that was a bummer is that many times throughout my life, I've been unable to continue my goals because of life happening, whether it be my decision or not. Having to move out would have, like, every time I would be accurate with the gym, I'd have to move or get forced to move and start all over again. That happened many times to where I had to restart the gym, and that whole process was just, if you ever gone to the gym, gotten to a certain strength and dropped it all and then had to build it all up again over many months, after losing many months of already putting in effort, that sucks. And I had to do that a lot. And that also came with my routine. Every time I got into routine and created something that was nice, or I got into a job and I worked so hard that I earned my schedule. Like when I earned it with Sprint, and then COVID happened and T-Mobile merged, and they said, you can't have your schedule. In fact, you can't even work here. When I moved an hour close to work, and they switched me like 40 minutes away to a low door count, high Spanish speaking, and I don't speak Spanish. It's just like time and time again, I saw my schedule consistently get thrown under. And so, but throughout all that, I still remained a good person in helping others. And in this pain and every suffering that I had going through, I always thought things like, you know what? There's other people who had it worse. There's people who've lived in past lives who've had it worse. Every day, I heard from online, every day you're writing your own eulogy, so what type of story do you want to tell? And I was like, well, I'm going to speak on suicide prevention. If I could finish my book with one arm, that'll make a great story to help motivate people. And when my mom took her life and the whole family was mad at each other, essentially, I said, instead of being mad about it, create purpose behind it. And I've always believed in trying my best in those aspects.